record the show, and we go live in 5, 4, 3.
You're listening to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the Guild Convert to Raid on Airy Peak, US.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 164 of the Converted Podcast, your World of Warcraft podcast all about the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, US. Sal, why don't you tell us what the audience has got in store for them this week?
In this episode, we have a spotlight on CTR Raid Team, Catalina Wine Mixer, your converted shoutouts, all the horrific visions, and special guest special guest Yamachi.
Hey, everybody.
That's right. Welcome to the show, Yama. I am Barfolomew the Paladin. Joining us this evening is Yamachi from the Catalina Wine Mixer team. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Just had a nice day at work and excited to be on the show with you guys.
Well, we're definitely excited to have you here with us. Along with us today, as always, Ms. Salmicius the Shaman.
Wow, gosh, today is, we've had this 8.3 out for just about a week, not quite a week, almost a week. And I just wish I could do more of these horrific visions. It's definitely fun. It's definitely gated. I can't do as many as I want. I just want to run them and run them and run them. But I'm having so much fun in chat room. Look at the chat room. We've got Ms. Turarts in the chat room. What's up, honey? We've got several of Yama's raid team in here trolling. Listen, chat room. Here's what I need. We have the new guy that's going to be this guy right here, that's going to be reading out the chat room shout outs. What that means is that you should type out these shout outs in the chat room. And I have a feeling that Frasley will say anything you ask him to.
Within reason.
Yeah. So feel free to troll the new guy. And with that, I'll let Barf continue.
Well, apparently the man who needs no introduction for the very first time as a permanent co-host on the Converted Podcast, Frasley, how are you tonight?
Well, I am feeling hot as I have rolled a Mechanome Mage. It's fire, and it's so much fun. Already up to level 31, but I did learn a very difficult lesson this week. You don't want to buy Hexweave bags for your new alts, because they are at least, after getting 4 of those, it's at least 800 gold more than you should pay for. You need to buy regular deep sea bags. I looked for the deep sea bags and I saw the embroidered deep sea bags. I mean, that must be some expensive embroidering for 2 more slots. But yeah, I spent more than I did than I needed to.
Well, as a Mechanome, how much bag space do you need? Because don't you get like a pile of extra bag space? Isn't that one of the racial traits?
That's Volpira. Like, we can use our limbs as like mining and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
The Volpira, they're the ones who get all the extra bag space. So you better watch out. I mean, I think they're going to outfox us on the auction house.
Oh. And it begins!
He's like this in real life, everybody. It's true. Yes. He's not putting on an act. This is real.
But I meant to say online, I'm up to 11, but this is me. Yes. At BlizzCon, this is me.
Hey, Barf, how you doing, hon?
I'm doing pretty well. I've been trying out this 8.3 thing as well, like you guys have been talking about. I unlocked my Mechanomes and my Volpira, so I got all that taken care of. Got all the allied races unlocked. I have all of my choices in front of me, which obviously means I just go back to playing my Shaman. But I jumped into the new content kind of without reading up on any of the systems or how anything works. I just sort of started doing quests that I found. So far, I've only found things in Uldum and Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Am I on the right track as far as like where the questing is? Okay, cool. So I got that covered. I I gathered up a big old pile of these things, and I gave them to Rathion, and then he let me fight in Ogremar, and then I failed a bunch of times because I wasn't paying close enough attention to what I was supposed to be doing, and now my cloak is level 2, and I feel like that's a really powerful level for a cloak to be, and I'm doing a great job. Is that right?
What do you mean failed a bunch of times?
You know, sanity is a very difficult thing to track, and when you rearrange your user interface and your extra action button is kind of set aside and out of the way, you misplace some of your sanity restoration abilities, and sometimes you're just fighting 2 orcs and you run out of sanity and Mother brings you back to the thing. So
You failed one of your first just trying to kill Thrall?
well, I wasn't, like I say, I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why I have you guys, is you teach me, right? That's the idea.
I mean, just so you know, those visions are a very high cost to do it. You want to go in there because
Prepared.
you're only going to get so many dailies per week.
Yeah, I learned that after about the 3rd or 4th one that I did this week, is that, I actually kind of have to take this seriously because I wasn't paying attention to, I was like, I have to buy this thing and then I can go in. Okay, cool, buy it, go in. Oh, I got to buy another one, go in. Then I start doing the other thing though is that the dailies, there's one that like you have to kill 6 rares or find the one spider who has a brain or whatever the thing is, and it takes a year to do it. I realize I'm not doing that one.
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna do it. It's 50 essences to fly around for 3
Right.
hours to find the thing. I'm just that one doesn't need to get done. I'm gonna do the other ones, and then I'm gonna go on with my day.
Okay, to be fair, there was a hot fix yesterday, the day before, something like that, and some of these did get a little easier.
Okay.
And I don't want to like pile onto the Blizz, but there were some bugs, okay, and there were some
Yeah,
some
Deer.
QA testing that
big ones.
could have gone.
yeah,
Slimy
huge ones.
Yeah, like silithids. Yeah, yeah, big, large bugs. For example, I didn't get gear out of these horrific visions, and I did do them. No, I was happy. I'm like, okay, I got two levels on my cloak. That's cool. And then I find out that the way I was doing it, and I was doing a little bit better every time, and doing it pretty well, and doing it with friends, whatever. That I was supposed to get gear as well. That didn't
Okay.
happen for me. I didn't get it. Also, and then that's, so how is that going to affect Race to World First? Another thing is that I sold a few things on the auction house because, I'm not going to use this cloth or whatever. I just threw it on the auction house and it sold, but I think it sold, but I didn't get any gold.
Well, yeah, because
Back
we've been finding
from
out that Gallywix is needing to fund his run for War Chief, so he's actually been taking stuff from the auction house.
That monster. Silver over here actually was really on top of that particular bug, and because she's like, right now she's playing 8 hunters.
Yes.
Because she needs gold,
Some
and she sells all her
crazy
stuff on the auction
multi-boxing.
house, and nothing gets returned to her. So she actually told me all about this bug. As it turns out, it's all under control. It's going to get there soon. Blizz has a ledger. They're going to pay you. It's just the mailbox is bugged. The auction house is working as intended. The mailbox is what's bugged, according to
Didn't
the
we
posts.
fix that in Legion
Listen,
in the mail
I'm
quest?
owed at least like 37 gold. At least.
If anybody wants
You
to
know.
spot Sal, 37 gold. Do it in person. Don't send it in the mailbox. The mailbox is bugged. You know what it is?
Well,
I just re-listened to the first episode of Azeroth Public Radio. Do you remember the postman bit that Coltrane did where he gets attacked by bandits and beats the crud out of them and delivers that letter? The
Yeah.
postman got accosted. That's what happened.
well, there you go.
We
That's,
shouldn't be
clearly-
upset. We should be concerned.
I was thinking
I'm more
that
concerned about that loot.
That
Go ahead,
37
Presley.
gold.
I was thinking that maybe with the fact that Long Boy is going away, that maybe there's a thing that mail is being held to after 9.0 launches, so that way we can't have the auction house wherever we go. I mean, it could just be that there are some auction house mafia out there that's like, we don't want everybody being able to access auction house wherever they want. Because I know Silver's working on getting that mount.
Ill Wills in the chat room says, "Well, some of us only start off with around 20% sanity." Honey, that sounds like a personal problem.
You really need to upgrade that cloak then.
That'll
set you straight.
Yeah, And that's kind of cool too. The whole like corrupted gear thing, and I'm liking it. I'm digging. Yeah, but you can't have too much corrupted gear.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it
Well,
because I got these cool corrupted bracers and they made my character have purple spots on him, which I liked. And then my cloak got better resistance than the amount of corruption I had, and my purple spots went away and I missed them.
Well, I mean,
I want them back.
you'll get a chance
Good.
to get them back.
Good. That's what I'm here for, is the spots.
Right now, I went ahead and cleansed like one of my pieces. But if you cleanse it, you get like one of the cool traits taken away from it, so you don't really want to do that. It's this whole like trade-off thing. Well, I mean, eventually, if you ever step into a raid, or if you want to do much of the horrific visions, you're gonna have to equal it all out, balance it all out, and that's kind of fun to do, I think. But now we've got to figure this. It's tough to figure out, and people who are min-maxing, they just, we're back to the days when we're almost reforging, it seems, except you can't take it back.
Okay, that was actually my question. In reforge, it sounded a lot like reforging, but like you could like take your crit and move it into your haste, and then okay, I want to rebalance that again. It's a one and done. Like once you've sanitized your shoes, they're just done.
Cleanse the corruption, but yes.
I want to be able to put the crazy back into my shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Or you can just have 2 pairs of shoes. Right now, I'm switching around like belts. I don't know why I have 7 belts.
They have eyeballs on them.
3 of them.
The belt. Eyeballs?
No.
Ooh, my belt's got
Shoulders
eyeballs
do.
on it.
Fine. Speaking of eyeballs, Barf, this overlay in Twitch.
I had some fun today.
You have outdone yourself.
I had some fun.
This is in honor of Yama, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
eyeballs.
gentleman with 2 eyeballs. I can see them right here on the screen.
I appreciate you noticing.
For those of our audio listeners, which is most of our listeners, wow! And I did tweet out from the converted account a little clip. We have moving eyeballs on our overlay in Twitch, and all hail Nazoth is all I can say.
And also hello to all of our new iHeartRadio and Spotify listeners.
Thank you, Frasley,
thanks,
for
Fraz.
making that happen.
Absolutely. I used my Gnomish connection, so I went to the Gnomish Mafia. There's actually a whole podcasting Gnomish community, and we have all these deals with stuff. So getting the converted out there and making more and more guildies everywhere.
It'll be glorious.
Frasley's got that CTR Raid Teams t-shirt.
Yes.
And I can see my raid team from back then right there. The Salad Senate.
You're on my shirt. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that team's on the shirt for sure. And that team is definitely around. But today, Barf, we have a different raid team to talk about.
That's right. Getting back to our roots a little bit here on The Converted, where we like to bring on people from raid teams and then talk to those people and about those raid teams. We're bringing on Yamachi from the raid team Catalina Wine Mixer. Now, every once in a while, I see it in the chat and in the show notes, Yamachi, and other times I see it Yama. Which do you prefer?
My character's name is Yamachi, but Yama is much easier. The chi's kind of hard to throw on there, so just Yama's fine.
Well, Yama, welcome so much to the show. Happy to have you here.
Thanks. Yeah, as I said before, really happy to be here.
Yeah, I was definitely excited to get you on because I slept with your brother at BlizzCon. I shared a room.
Oh.
Whoa,
Wrong phrasing.
hey,
Wrong phrasing. Wrong phrasing. That was not how I meant to say it.
Sal?
I meant to say I shared a room.
I'm really
Keep
happy
that
you
in.
said that.
Man, I really have become more corrupted than I've been to.
Luke's going to laugh so hard when he hears that. Don't worry about it.
Okay, is Draven Dresden in the chat room right now? Because we need that clipped.
Yeah.
Also, I believe for 0 seconds that you didn't mean to say that.
I thought you did.
No, I meant to say that I shared a room at BlizzCon. And I appreciated that because I got to meet some guildies there. Yeah. So
He said you're really cool, and it's great to see you for the first time because he talked a lot about you.
oh, thank you. It was cool meeting him and the breakfast. Oh, those were good too.
Wait a minute, you're talking
Always.
about Yama's twin
Twin.
brother?
Yes.
Yep.
So they all
So,
look the same?
I can
yeah,
see,
but
yeah, you do.
he's like 100 pounds lighter than me. He works out every day, and I like to have fun with life. So, yeah.
Well,
So he's
This is
probably
where those
listening. I
shots
said
came,
that for
came
him.
fired from.
Yeah.
yeah.
Twin life.
There's
Yeah.
Twin
So
life.
his game name, he just changed his branding to Aeon. So his druid is Arc Aeon. Used to be a healer, but now it's DPS, and I'm Blood Tank. Used to be tank healer combo, but yeah, now he's running deeps.
Like one should, because DPS kills bosses.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. If you die though, which they do, so
No one notices
Yeah.
if we die though, so that's the other.
I'm
thing.
convinced no healer has ever healed me ever.
but I think
I know
no
I
one
didn't.
notices because I
I
think
know
they go
you didn't.
AFK.
As a shaman, I forget that other specs can't really heal themselves as easily, and whenever I like screw around on my rogue or look at a mage or something, I'm like, oh, I'm dying. What's happening? Because I'm constantly throwing off like little small. Oh, I'm a Draenei shaman, so I've got Blessing of the Naru. I've got just a few little cooldowns here and there, and then a big expensive heal. It's like flash heal or something that I can
Healing
throw on
surge.
myself. Pardon me.
Healing surge.
Thank you. But an expensive heal that works really well, but really sucks your mana. I don't need
Just
mana
cost
for
Maelstrom,
anything
and
else
it's
at
instant.
all.
It's fine.
Cost. Pardon me.
I said it just costs Maelstrom, and it's instant. It's a great heal.
It is not, because that is not my spec.
It should be.
I'm still. I remember back in Legion as warrior, I had a trait on my weapon that would heal me. So I think like, I remember thinking of the legendary pants, but I had something that would heal me in Legion, and that I don't have that in BFA.
Isn't that just
Barf-
Victory Rush? You guys get Victory Rush, don't you?
Maybe we do. I
You just have to
today learned
keep
how to
killing
rally cry.
things, and then you get all the healing you need.
I need to
In
learn
much
how to
the
warrior
same
better.
vein as a Death Knight.
Yeah.
Barf,
Yeah, no.
I need to know this. What spec are we talking about? Where that's an instant cast?
It's instant cast for enhancement shamans if you have the Maelstrom to spend it on. Other than if you don't, it becomes a regular spell.
Oh, and it takes up mana instead of
Yeah, it uses mana,
Maelstrom?
but if you have enough Maelstrom, it uses Maelstrom and becomes instant.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I like that.
And you were talking about the Draenei thing. I race changed my shaman to Draenei.
Yeah,
And I just
with no shirt on.
Gift of the Naru is so nice.
Yeah, yeah. I bet if I'm fighting, I use it on cooldown. I just have it like on my. It's like my. I don't know. My thumb is on these things, and I can run 3 of them. There's like a little cooldown where you mitigate damage, and then there's the Gift of the Naru, and then I have on my 0 key, so it's like 0 hyphen equal. But that's just I have it on a warlock cookie if I'm running with a warlock. So I just on my mouse just like
You've got like a whole line of, oh god, I'm going to die.
Yeah, now I can't just lock it all into one key because you know what they did with the GCDs, but basically
I don't think Gift of the Naru is on the GCD.
As soon as I said that out loud, and neither would be the lock cookie. I could absolutely free up a key. You see, we need to have these conversations more often.
We should talk about video games that we like to play. Seems pretty good.
Yeah, video games. So, Yama,
What's up?
Barf was telling me that there was some not safe for work reason for your raid team name. I don't get it. Where does Catalina wine mixer come from?
Oh, you're gonna get me to swear on stream. All right.
Please
So
don't.
No, yeah, no.
oh,
Actually.
don't. Okay, then I won't. There's a movie that I've never seen. I'm actually a horrible member of the raid team. There's a movie in which there's a quote where he says the Catalina wine mixer in like a really sassy way.
I saw that on
Uh,
YouTube. That clip. Okay.
yeah, and if you're in our guild, actually, like our guild's Discord, the image on the like Discord channel tab is of the guy that says that in the movie. I don't know what it's from,
Yes.
but yeah,
Well, it would be Will Ferrell or Adam Scott.
I think
I
it's
think
Adam
actually like
Scott.
6 or 7 characters say it at the end of the movie. They all say it like in line with each other. It's the
Hmm.
effing Catalina wine mixer over and over
Yep.
again, like for a minute.
Yeah, and I think it is Adam Scott. I'm really bad with actors. I know it's not Will Ferrell, but yeah. Well, he probably says it too.
Adam Scott is great in that movie. At one point, he lifts his shirt up, and they got a body double who has like oiled up, muscly abs, and he's like, "Look at my abs." And I'm like, "Why is Adam Scott doing this in this movie right now?" It's I
Yeah,
like it. It's funny.
but just a little bit about our guild. If any of you watch Merely a Setback or listen to Merely a Setback with Shoe Boots and Jared and their guests, they're the raid leaders. All hail Shoe Boots. He made me promise I'd say that. Um,
Boots.
and they're great. Luke actually, Aeon, is the one who's listened to them a lot, and I've started listening to them recently. And he pulled me in, and we've just had a great time since. Um, we sort of fell into a raid leader type position when we first tried to run Eternal Palace, and not many people had run it before. And so, just as main tank, I took over teaching people how to run it. And yeah, as Frasley knows, we managed to get AOTC like a week before the deadline. So, good
Woo.
news.
Yeah. I thanks to Catalina Wine Mixer, they carried me through Azara, so I was able to I still died because I disobeyed the Azara, not on purpose. I was trying to follow the rules, but you know with crazy Naga queens, it's sometimes hard to know. They always give you mixed signals, so I did the wrong thing.
Yeah, and it happens. Some of them you can't even get away from. Like, oh, stand alone, but go into yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, we started raiding probably 2 months before the end of the patch, and then we managed to get ahead of the curve right before the end. So good turnover for a bunch of people who had never raided before. It's very
Nice.
friendly, no stress. Like we're not angry at people if they make mistakes or anything. Yeah, just really good raid team. I feel like.
And your raid team has a special member on the raid team. I was surprised to see their name when I did raid with you guys in normal and heroic on Jar one time, and there was a certain name in that raid team. So you mentioned Tree Boots, but there's
Yeah,
also
we get Pat Crane in there pretty often. We get other people like
Oh, our
Fear.
guild leader.
Yeah, yeah,
Yay, Zug.
hanging out with us, helping us out from time to time. It's
I
great.
didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, we get these like celebrity raiders every week, every other week, and it's nice for them to hop in and yeah, everyone has a good time with them and then they hop out, they're free to come and go whenever they want. So, it's great.
so on the raid team. What are you into? Uh, what is your level of progression that you've been in, and where are you looking for Nyalotha?
So, I ran with I think they're a CTR guild, Marginally Competent. I think they changed their name recently. And Aeon and I managed to get AOTC on Jaina before that. But before that, neither of us had ever gotten AOTC before. We started playing in Burning Crusade when our friends got us to do it back in middle school, and we were so bad back then. But yeah, we left around the time of Cataclysm for a little bit, and we've popped back in here and there, but we really started picking it up again in Legion, and now we're into the raiding scene with Battle for Azeroth
So I know you said
And
that you have met Aeon before in real life, but the
a few
rest,
times.
yeah, a couple times. But out of
Maybe
curiosity,
the
like
first
the rest of the team, do
9
they have?
months of your existence.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm just talking over Barf for no reason.
she's like this in real
So-
life. Um, The rest of the team, is there any history of like, everybody hanging out at BlizzCon or any like outside of game meetups? Has there been any kind of like IRL interaction that you're aware of?
If I'm not mistaken, we got started probably a month or two before BlizzCon. So I think that the people who went to BlizzCon met up there and had a good time. But before that, it we had just started, so we hadn't really done stuff. Luke and Aeon and I are trying to run some guild meta events. Like we're running this thing called the Horde of the Black Empire. You pay 5,000 gold into the guild bank. You guess which week we're going to download. We're going to down normal Nazoth, and then all of the people who guess the right week get the pot split amongst them, and then we'll probably do it again for heroic if it goes well.
That's cool. So when you're on the team, you have a vested interest if you're one of the ones like, I gotta get it this week. So you give it your all.
Yeah, and we're gonna try to do more events like that just, leverage other aspects of the game than just raiding, because I think the best guilds all do like events outside of the raiding and maybe that aren't necessarily tied to progression. If you're just always hammering on mythic pluses and you're always doing the raids, it can get pretty tedious and it feels like your guild is a job. So trying to build that social sphere around the guild.
So, who in your team is going to be in the raid team and in the group and fighting the bosses and knows that they put their money on next week? So they're on purpose standing in the fire and just sandbagging the team until next week when they start to bring their A game.
Sounds
So
like a great fruit move.
I actually thought ahead. I took mercy on those people because the amount of time that we'll be raiding on the first week is not enough to down the boss, so I didn't even give it an option to do the first week. So starting from the second week, you can bet on that. Currently, I think we are sitting at 2 people were voting for week 2 and 5 people were voting for week 4. All even so far.
I could just see somebody, yeah, like, oh, no, I'm sorry, the cat called me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if anyone picks week 5, I'm going to be watching them carefully in that raid on the 4th week.
And like, I'm deducting every single time you die. I'm taking 1,000 gold from the pot for you, and it's going back into the pot for the next time.
Oh, sorry, the tank can't make it to week 5. I guess we have to push to week 6. Oh well.
Yes. So, what would you say is one of the funniest moments that you can recall?
Oh boy. Uh, I gotta say it's not like a singular moment, but shout out to Halder on the raid team. He's a real fashionista with his transmogs, and so it's always fun to look at what he's going or what he's wearing to the raid because we've gotten he's a Koltiran, so we've gotten like really big burly samurai from him. He's had like 2 katanas coming off of it. He plays a fury warrior, so he can dual wield the two-handed weapons. And yeah. Um, I can't recall like the funniest moment right now. We haven't really had enough time to have one of those huge moments where people are dying with laughter, but Shoeboots is popping puns left and
Yes.
right, and yeah, it's a good time. I really recommend it. I think we stream every single raid, so feel free to check in.
Yeah.
Thursday nights, 9 p.m. EST.
I believe that's twitch.tv/prosperity42. That's Jared, and Jared's streaming the raids on Thursdays.
Yep, I think that's right. Yeah.
If I can share an old Rubber Chicken Coalition prank with you that is always good for a laugh, the Swap Blaster and Cliffs are real solid.
That's bad.
This is super good. No.
Barf.
They never see it coming. Everyone gets a chuckle. It's happy times.
At my expense.
Any chickens out there know what I'm talking about?
Oh my gosh. Between you and Habant.
Habant,
Sorry.
that kid is a crack shot at swap blasting.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Do you shout yeet when you use it? I'm a big fan of yeeting stuff.
I think yeeting in our team was blinking, mage blinking.
Yeah. Blinking into the boss to pull.
I kept thinking him in eating. Like I like eating stuff.
No, like yeet like that. Can't believe I just did that.
I don't get it.
You don't know it? Oh, it's one of those young people things. It's where you
Yes.
like toss something like it's like say you crumple up a piece of ball or a piece of paper and you throw it in the trash can. You go yeet and throw it
It's
in.
it's where there weren't enough gnomes to punt, so people are like they want to now yeet stuff instead of just calling it punting because we've cornered the market on the and gnomes have a trademark. It's a little secret we have.
Caps face palming in chat at me.
Well, your raid team is out in force tonight.
Yes.
I appreciate them being here to watch. Yeah.
We definitely have Cap here. Frasley learned a lot on stream this week.
Oh, I did, and I cannot repeat it, and we're not going to repeat it. No.
No, we keep guild rules in
Yes.
this chat room.
Yes.
So, in preparation for this podcast, I actually was listening to some of your guys' older podcasts, and I saw that you had Stats on here a couple of weeks ago, right?
We did.
Yeah, he sounds like a really cool guy, and actually, he has joined the raid team to be the co-tank for 8.3. So
Nice. He's a blast to talk with, and I love his accent too. Oh, I could just listen to.
I was thinking that too. I just wasn't going to say it.
Oh yeah.
When you go down to lift all those names up off the floor, make sure you bend at the knees. We're lift with our legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're name dropping.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guild is honestly really fun and really wholesome and inclusive, and we love having people hang around. And even if you're not a raider, we're really happy to have people come hang out in the guild. We do Mythic Pluses every week. We do like transmog runs and stuff. So yeah, and we've been trying to do those visions. Oh man.
How many people can you squeeze in a vision?
You can do 5.
5.
Yeah, 5 people.
Okay.
At some point, it kind of feels like you're adding more opinions, though, and then it can start tugging in the wrong direction. So, for those of you listening in who haven't done visions yet, you take 1 to 5 people. It scales up with you. You go to corrupted version of Orgrimmar or Stormwind, and you either kill Ilaria or Thrall, and that upgrades this legendary cloak that Raytheon's given you. But sorry, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I've only ever seen Orgrimmar. Who gets Stormwind? Is it a
I
Horde thing?
think it's going to switch in a week.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, I think it's like how. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but currently the Veil of Eternal Blossoms looks amazing. If you haven't been there yet, I definitely recommend stopping in. Like tentacles everywhere and
My
the
favorite.
stream, old god eyes everywhere. It's great. But Oldham just still looks like the desert with some new mobs in there and stuff. So I'm really hoping that on Tuesday it's going to swap over. I didn't go on the PTR at all, so I have no idea.
And one thing that I did not realize that unlike a Mythic Plus, everybody has to have a vessel of the visions. So everybody has to pay the 10,000. There's like someone I know speculated, and I think it makes a lot of sense that at some point we may go to like 5,000 for those once we're like months into this, because right now it is a big call that if you're going to go with the party, you don't want to pug this, I don't think, because you can solo it, but I would not go with people who don't know what they're doing, because you could end up failing in that, and then you have to
just
wait.
wasting 10,000 essences.
Yeah.
So Aeon Slice and Slice is another raid member. We tried to run some earlier this week. We had level 3 cloaks and level 4 cloaks, and we're pretty well geared. And so we decided, let's stretch and let's try one of the medium sections. And we got through it fine. And then we were like, okay, we've still got 2 of those, what are they called? The light ball things. The things that restore your sanity.
The things that Barf has no clue about and never used.
Well,
Yeah,
they shouldn't have
order
put
of his
them on the
UI.
extra action button after I moved the extra action button.
You
That's
know
their
what?
fault.
Default UI for the win. If you never use any of those UI like bar mover things, or you just go crazy with all your stuff, then you never have a problem, because that extra action button is right in your face.
Now
Barf.
I will give people who like LVUI and those, there is a lot of data that's hidden in the default UI, and But I'm with Sal. I've tried LVUI a lot. It's a lot of work. So I like default UI with added things on.
Well, here's another thing that gosh, what is it? The sanity restorer button ball
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
The ball of
Um,
sanity.
It works. You only get 3, right? But it's not like everyone gets 3. Your entire team gets 3.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question: do you have to be near each other to like? Okay, let's say that you send one person out to do one objective and you send another person out to another objective. So you're in different rooms. I'm not saying this is a good idea. I'm just saying.
Sal's
And
recommending
everyone
splitting the
is
party.
No, it's not a good idea because you have to be in the orb.
But okay, that's my question. Do you have to be in the orb zone?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Okay.
even worse, if I don't know if combat is instance wide, but you can't activate them while you're in combat.
Yeah, I
And
learned that.
so,
Right.
yeah, one of the things that happened to us was we were on the second run. We failed the first one, just barely missed. No, we died to mobs. It was bad. And then the second one, we were like, okay, we're gonna do one. We were doing so well, so we're like, okay, we're gonna go for that second medium spot, which we should not have done. And we got to the boss of that zone, and I started to cast the orb, but the orb spawns in front of you, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it aggroed the boss, and it stopped the cast.
Oh.
Yep. So we wasted 2 vessels because of the orb's aggro radius.
I was afraid. I
That's expensive.
I was trying
So-
one in Thrall's throne room to be there, but I was afraid that was going to cast him. So now I know to be extra careful
Yep.
when I'm.
Like turn around, put it behind you. It, yeah, no, I learned
Okay.
my lesson. Slice got a good earful of Luke and I arguing after that one because that
Oh,
was
no.
definitely my fault.
That's an expensive lesson to learn,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
We're probably going to
Wow.
be a level behind at the raid. We were like trying to be good raid leaders, get ahead on the cloaks, and be like, look, this is what you can get if you're like really trying hard and no lifing it. But yeah, we messed up.
Are there sanity things in the raid too?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the raid at all. Other than I saw a clip of the final thing. I won't spoil it, but yeah, I'm really excited to get in because I have no idea what the bosses are like.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna guess that the raid does have it because it is such a pivotal part of 8.3 that it would make sense that they would want to add these to the raid and get people doing this horrific visions. And plus, it'd be kind of cool to have like the fact that N'Zoth is really working on your mind. That having that sanity check would be a fun mechanic. It'd be different.
I just want to point something out. You know, the chat room is definitely like the other like member of the show here, and it's really important. Cap said that they got caught stealthing in drag.
In
And
the drag, perhaps.
Yeah, the drag.
Transmog is great, but I think maybe they're referring to the drag.
Yeah.
For
It's
the
a place in
non-horde
Orgrimmar.
players. Yeah,
It-
it's a place in Orgrimmar.
I can see this being a new thing with Trial Style. Trial Style on the go. Did they have a parade going through horrific visions? I mean, it could happen.
we got a sick burn in the chat room from Zealot. BFA players lost their sanity way before N'Zoth got involved.
Oh, Alpha! And
Ooh.
and if we were on screen at Blizzard, we're no longer on screen. No.
This is Cap doesn't stealth his drag. He posts pics in Fraz's Discord.
Oh, and it is glorious! It is glorious.
Oh, the chat room is my favorite. I mean, Yamo, you're great too.
Yeah.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
I called you Yamo instead of Yama. Yama, you're
No
great too.
worries.
So we have you go.
So we have a little tradition here. And we've called it something for a very long time, and we're going to keep calling it that. This was Frasley's idea, and I like it. Turarts' really hard question.
Oh no.
I want you to not look at your notes. Don't have your screen, whatever you have. Don't have your Discord going. Name every member of your raid team.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, you got Shoe Boots and Jared, of course. We got Yama, me. Stats is the co-tank. Fangnail is one of our heal. He is a switch between healer or DPS. Oh, now I'm really feeling it. You've got Lex Knight.
And Fangnail is Zug.
It's Zug. I don't
Yeah,
know anyone.
that's-
Everyone's like this person. So I'm gonna be honest. Sorry, breaking away from the question
Fangnail
for a
is
second.
Pat Crane.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know anyone. Everyone's like, "Whoa, oh my gosh, Fear's in the chat," and I'm like, "Who's Fear?" I'm sitting here like, "Let's get back to the raid." not
Fear.
not
Stop
shooting out
Fear.
against Fear. Yep, Fear's cool. He's cool.
You should listen to his podcast, but not near children.
No, and I got a
Cap's
sounder in
cheating
that one
chat.
too.
I gotta close Twitch because Cap's cheating in chat.
There's Zugs in
Yep,
in chat
yep.
too.
Okay, so
Okay.
we got Lex Knight, who's the team cheerleader. She's one of our healers and just full of pep. We've got Relief, but he might need to drop this raid tier. Slice, we've got Caponis, of course. I'm really Mini Goose, Silver Knight. Oh no, I practiced too. This is bad. Aeon, of course, but he, because of his travel to Dallas, he might not be making it. Ooh,
I'm from Dallas.
I apologize. You were taking shots at PA. It's fair.
Yeah, well, I moved to New York as soon as I could.
No. Oh, you're not
Brooklyn
from
now,
Dallas
baby.
anymore. Okay.
In fairness,
I mean,
Sal is from Dallas, and
raised.
she's from New York, and she's from Russia, and she's from Korea.
I do not claim Russia. We are interrupting Yama in his very important task here.
You're saving me while I can think for a little bit. We've got
Uh-huh.
Mitrofan. He does a lot of extra raid content with us. We've got Will, who is stepping back from the tanking role to be a DPS sometimes. He's gotten a little busy in his personal life. We have Frasley from time to time. Hope you come back to join us.
Absolutely.
Let's see. We've got Tex, Crazy Horse. He's a lot of fun. Really great DPS. Who else do we got? We've got Trainor, the Hunter. Thinking through colors right now. That might be all I can remember.
Fear is on your team, is his partner in crime on your team as well?
Yes.
If he has a partner in crime, I'm not sure who that is. So
Jen.
Jin, yes, Jin. Jinwin is there. I say his name Gin every week, so I gotta apologize to him.
Yeah. Capo got me to stop saying that, so I was also.
Well, because the raid frames truncate the name, so I just see like GINW, and my brain switches to Gin for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna have to give in after that because I'm really feeling it.
Okay, so it seems to me that Cap is letting us know the people that you don't care that much about, and that would be, well, number one, Jin, obviously. Number two, Zedicus.
Yep, healer. He saved my life a lot.
Yeah, well, I guess that's just it. Because Cap says, my guildie from somewhere, a resto druid. Okay, so those are the two people. Terry, what?
I can pull up the full. We have a running list on our guild chat. Am I free to look at it now that I've given up?
You are free to look at it now. You know, I should start doing what Frasley does. Frasley is very good about using non-gender specific pronouns instead of assuming everyone's a he.
I'm trying to do that too.
I have a great friend who transitioned, and in that process, I became aware of my speech. I mess up sometimes, but I really am trying to move in that direction.
Yeah, it was hard for me at first too, but I'm getting a lot better at it now too. Big supporter of that. Sorry, I'll list the names now that I've given up and I've insulted a bunch of people. Yama, Stats are the tanks. Mitrofan, Lex Knight, Zedicus, and Shane are our pro healers. We've got Fangnail or Pat Crane in our flex position. Range DPS, we got Trainor, Caponis, Chief, Fear Lockbox, Dynamic, Silverheart, Mini Goose, and last but not least, melee DPS, we have Shoe Boots, Jared, Halder, the extra stylish, Slice, Car, Jinwin, Acid Shade, Aiden, and Jetsura. And then we have some tentative people like Patrick, Tex Crazy Horse, Illithor, I Poke You, Aeon, Will, and lastly, Columbia.
I think
Nice.
you probably got at least a third of those.
Yeah.
At least a third.
I feel bad though because I studied and I was like, oh, all these people are great people, and now I'm like, I've let them down.
Oh, I'm sure they appreciate you being
And-
on here to rep them.
Yeah, and I think Thursday they'll get their their due and stuff like that. So
Yeah, maybe I just have to contribute 10K to the Horde of the Black Empire to
Yes.
make it up to them. Yeah,
Okay.
but that's our raid team.
Barf, did Frasley send you something?
Yes. Is it that
Yeah,
time?
I think
yes.
it's about the time.
Excuse me, buddy. Watch out for that gnome!
So I'm that gnome you got to watch out for, and I got an extra question for you.
Oh boy.
What was the name and class of your main in the Burning Crusade?
In the Burning Crusade, I was Orey, Oreyy, a dwarf hunter. And I think Aeon, since we're twins, I can give his too. I think his was he the mage? Or did he switch to last heal then? I think he switched to last heal during the Burning Crusade, which is still his main today.
Wow, because Aeon was thinking like he's not gonna get this. So I mean, nice.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Oh, the joke's on him. It's still third on my list of characters. So
Wow.
Yep.
Because I don't think he even remembered what he was playing back then. So I think
Luke's got his head in the clouds. Can't remember anything.
yeah.
You must
It's
really have to-
easy. Go ahead, Barf.
I was just going to say, you must really have to switch mains a lot to not remember who your main was for an entire expansion. I mean, I think I've had three
Well,
ever.
I'm gonna show how young. I know that I look quite old with the balding, but Luke and I are only 26, so I think we were like 13 when Burning Crusade was the thing. Yeah, so we were not old enough to be professionals at the game whatsoever. So we switched classes and races like once a month, and we just got to late game by the time Wrath of the Lich King rolled around.
Because I mean, both of you seem so well experienced, and like even the fact that Luke's wife has a really cool job. That
Shout out to Allie. She is training to be on she's shooting for the Olympic swim team for Canada for the Tokyo Olympics. She's
nice.
really awesome. Her name's Allie Ackman. Yeah, so if you're watching the Olympics come August, and if she makes it, look for Allie Ackman in the swim lanes.
I'm excited. I was like, because
Yeah.
To know someone there, that'll add an extra depth to it. Because typically I'm playing the WoW pre-patch if we get one this year, but now I'll have a reason to watch the Olympics.
Yeah, and I've never set foot in Canada, but I think we're gonna have to cheer for our friends in the north for a little bit there if she gets in. So
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
snuck in once by
Absolutely.
canoe. It's nice.
You snuck into Canada by canoe. You know you can just like go.
Yeah, but
I've been
What I
there.
did.
I've been there once, and I was on a ferry. The person kept saying "a" after every sentence, and they actually were a lobster fisherman for Red Lobster.
kind of
Fun
hit a lot
fact.
of stereotypes there.
But they really were those things. I mean, it was like, is he seriously saying "a" after every sentence? And he was. I mean,
What is
Um,
her event?
oh, it's either I think she's the 200 free, but she might be the 400 free. I think she swims both from time to time, but she's also trying for the relay as well. Yeah, we're pretty excited. We're looking into heading to Tokyo. Actually, my wife and I lived in Japan for 3 years, so we'll be heading back. It'll be the 1 year anniversary of us coming back from living there.
What'd you do in
And
Japan?
I taught English, plug for the Japan Exchange Teaching Program, JET program, college degree, live in an English speaking country and have a passport from there. Apply for the job. It's pretty great. You teach in the public school system, get to know culture, and yeah, I had studied the language before I went in the culture, so it was really a great experience. Life, I don't want to be like overly sentimental and say like life changing, but it was one we're gonna remember it forever. 3 years of our life spent there, and it was great. Loved all of the people that we met.
I spent 10 years in Korea. Started out
Oh wow.
kind of the same way you did, except there was no program. You just kind of applied for a job and you kind of got into a random after school program and
Yep.
hoped your boss was cool. Uh, so, and I ended up getting credentials and stuff and being an associate professor at university
Oh wow.
in the end. Very, very cool. And I'll say it's life changing. And I brought in lots of friends of mine. I'm like, all you really need is a college degree, you know,
Yep.
and to be a native English speaker to start off. And now I've got one friend who just got his PhD, and he's married with three, Korean children now. And another a couple that moved there, and they moved to a small town and got involved in the church there, and they're just basically lifers,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I my best friend met his wife there, and she's not Korean, but she's American, and now they live upstate New York because that's where she grew up. So
Wow.
I'll say that well, a lot of stuff. My sister's best friend, I talked her into coming. She met the Scottish guy she ended up getting married to. Seriously, um, my life changed, and the people around me's life changed forever. And also, you get to live in a English-speaking country with great food and cool
Yeah.
people, and yeah.
Yeah. It's really amazing. Highly recommend. There's programs in Japan, Korea, China, Vietnam. There's programs in most of the Asian countries. It's a great experience, and yeah, I can't recommend it enough.
Don't do Russia though.
They,
Can't recommend that at all.
never been there, but
Promise you. Just don't. But oh yeah, we got off the rails there because I'm like, oh, what, Japan, huh? What, you live there? What, do I was just across the river from you?
yeah,
Not river, the East Sea.
they call it the Sea of Japan in Japan.
Yeah, I
but
know.
they
I know
do
what
that.
Yeah,
the
but they don't
influencers
call it that in
it.
Korea. They call it the Sea of Korea
No,
there.
they don't.
They call it the East Sea, and Dokdo is our island. Anyway, that's great. And did you notice this little sounder that we had? Um, that was our very first. What are we calling that, Frasley? Just watch out for that gnome.
Yep. Watch out for that gnome.
Okay. So we're gonna have like a little question, a secret question of some sort for all of our guests, and you were the very first one.
Yes.
I feel honored. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like to try to get people tripped up sometimes. I mean, because I'm a gnome, so I'm small, and you don't expect me, and no one ever expects a gnome's imposition.
I was waiting for it.
Okay,
Well,
Barf.
that shiny new segment was a lot of fun, and so was this whole interview. Like, I had a great
Yeah.
time tonight. This was
Yeah.
a really cool conversation and got a lot of really interesting things to talk about. So thank you so much for coming out. Where, if any of us were so inclined, could we track you down out in the internet so that we could talk to you further?
I'm gonna type it in chat, but my Twitter handle is at Kirk Sinistvet. That's my real name. Ooh, deets.
Oh.
And yeah, I don't usually go behind my gamer name very often, but I'm not very on or present online, so I just have to point you towards the Catalina Wine Mixer raid Twitch chat or Twitch stream, and we have a Discord as well. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to put that in chat, so I'm going to hold off on doing that. But if you come to the raid stream, I'm sure we're going to put it in there. Very
What is
welcoming
it?
group. Sorry.
Twitch.tv/Catalina Wine Mixer.
One of you said it was Jared's personal Twitch.
Yeah,
too.
and then Capital said it's also I believe twitch.tv/shoeboots. So Shoeboots and Jared are both streaming the raid on Thursday nights.
Yep, and they run the podcast Merely a Setback, which is what our raid team started from. So I highly recommend. I think you can get it on all of the podcast platforms. Yeah, I'm not very present online though. But is this the point where I should plug the last thing that we were going to talk about?
Yes, absolutely. Please plug.
Yeah, so I used to be a volunteer firefighter, a bad one. But with the wildfires in Australia recently, I thought it'd be cool if you have a few extra dollars. There are, I think, 3 firefighters passed during the uh, wildfires in Australia over the past month, and there are funds out there that you can find to donate to their families to help with the funeral costs and cost of living after that. I think that'd be really cool if people had some extra cash to throw their way to do so. I'll toss $5 to them as well. But yeah,
And this, we're gonna have this URL that was provided to us. We're gonna have it in the show notes. So wherever someone gets the show, whether it be, a VOD on Twitch or on YouTube, uh, I just kind of put it on YouTube because it's there. We don't use YouTube that much, but also wherever you're listening to this, you check out your iTunes show notes, and there's going to be a link, so it'll be very easy to find.
I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah.
It was
me
a
as
great
well.
show.
It was great being here. I'm going to tune in from here on out because this is
Nice.
an awesome podcast. So you got another watcher.
We did it.
Wow, thanks so much.
Goal number 1 achieved.
Yay!
Converted something to the converted.
We did it.
What?
All right, man. Thank you so much again one last time
thank you.
For hanging out with us. We are going to jump forward now into the raid team progression conversation, the guild haps, all the shout outs, all the whatnots.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys. See you later.
You.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Thank you, Yama.
Okay, so Barf, you just mentioned all the things, right? Now is the time when we hype up the team raid progression, what's happening with the guild, and we're going to get all your shout-outs in. There's still some time, chat room. Get those shout-outs. And we don't want Frasley to read just anything you want in the world. Go ahead. But, guys, the raid hasn't started yet. Also, we heard from Tommen that Blizzard kind of changed their API, or how the connection works for the armory and the kill details and whatnot, and we're not going to be able to just get that information automatically anymore. I have no idea how we're actually going to get this info, and how we're going to figure out the CTR team's raid progression without me just stalking all the raid leaders in the guild, which I guess I could do. I could do that. I could figure it out. But you know what? If you have any ideas, any crazy ideas, go ahead and tweet us at convertedctr, or you can email us convertedpodcast@gmail.com. That goes right to my phone, and Barf probably sees it too. We would love to get this information. Historically, if we were to say, hey, tell us what your team does, we'll get 3 people the first week, talk to us, and 1 person the next week, and then and then nobody after that, because it's an extra thing to do, right? So we really do want to continue to pump up our CTR teams. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're gonna do it just yet. It remains a mystery, but Tommen and I'm just looking at something. Yes, AIE has a channel in Discord to post raid progression. We also have things like that in the CTR Discord.
It's a really great channel. What tends to happen is the same teams each week take advantage of it because, for whatever reason, those team leaders are the ones that either see that channel or choose to interact with it or are aware of it or whatever else. But there are a lot of teams that end up flying under the radar when that is the only thing we rely on. So we want to eliminate that problem as best we can. So we're taking advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so hey, Barf, we do have something else to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to jump right into the shout-outs, right? Or hang on, wait a minute. I see something highlighted here in blue. I'm confused.
Yes.
We've never had this segment before. What is Frazzled Thoughts?
So I'm Frazzly, and my nickname is Frazzle because I can get pretty frazzled. So I have thoughts occasionally, and tonight's thought. Do you know the Mandela effect, or the Berenstain Bear, or Shazam and Kazam? You know all that, right?
Yes.
We're I got a tweet from a friend about a new job, except when I went to congratulate them, they didn't get a new job. So, you know how we have so many timelines in WoW: Draenor, Burning Crusade, Choose Orgrimmar's Vision of Stormwind, the horrific visions. This kind of made me question, because I'm hearing some people are getting loot in the visions, some are not getting loot in the visions. Sal's not getting loot in the visions. So,
Barf's
that
not surviving
RNG
divisions.
yeah, or not surviving that. And like I was able to go through the visions just fine on like 5 or 6. So I mean that's a very humble brag. So I'm sorry, but that RMG item that was supposed to drop, or that vision we were supposed to get, and sometimes we either our game will crash, or we had logged in a second sooner, because sometimes it takes that little bit longer to go there. What if there are a million timelines, and RNG determines which timeline we're on? Because Ian has said there's a lot of RNG in the game, and they're working to reduce it. It's just something it made me frazzled thinking on it.
This wasn't ever a problem until Wrathion let Kairaz and Garrosh out of jail that time.
Oh.
That's when it was.
And then he got punched in the face.
They punched that dragon in the face.
And maybe that's going to stop it. Maybe from now on. Well, but though Sal, he got punched in the face, and you still didn't get the loot. So, I don't know.
I'm so happy that the entire community dove headfirst into memeing the ever-living heck out of Wrathion getting punched in the face.
That really is the best part of the 8.3 launch.
So good. It was just smooth.
Oh, the only thing is, I know Taryn Gregory was redoing. Taryn voiced the lines at the voice actor panels. Please don't tell me that someone's going to punch Taryn in the face.
No. No one would ever do that.
Good.
No
I mean, just because I don't want anybody to, and I don't want them to reenact that at the voice actors panel. If they do it, just have like the punch go past the face. But please, Taryn has a beautiful face, and I don't want Taryn's face to go.
Yeah, they'll do that stage thing where they miss by 2 feet, and the guy goes, "Oh,
good.
It'll be great."
Hashtag, we're not saying that.
Shout out to my man Anduin for punching that dragon in the face.
Oh, yes. A dragon.
Written right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, punch that dragon in the face.
They just spelled dragon differently.
I saw somebody made that joke on Twitter, and I thought it was the funniest thing. Like the time the Deathwing came, where they punched that dragon in the face, and then they just put the lines in and just wrote Wrathion over. That was so good. Makes me happy.
So we do have a few shout-outs.
Yes.
And we are going to make the new guy read them.
So Torloff says Frasley likes ogres' rear ends. There's a story.
What were you doing on stream this week, Fraz?
No, this is years ago.
We have to have a conversation.
In Classic, ogres did not cover their rear ends, and then the patch changed it, and I realized that, and I went on talking about that for a few weeks.
They did the loincloth thing.
Yeah, but that was not in the original vanilla.
Right on down the Cleftal Horizon there.
Yeah, original vanilla ogres, and I've played dwarfs and stuff like that, so they're at eye level. Yeah, they're at my eye level, and then Nihar says, shout out to Frasley for buying 500 gold Hexley bags, even though the deep sea bags were up there for 250 gold. Yep, I was basically probably paying for somebody's college fund, so I feel good on that.
They didn't get that gold anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that is true. Yes.
Eat it, sellers.
And then Navox said, Frasley phase frolic furiously fastly. Pepe Roni says, shout out to Turarts for never putting pineapple on pizza. But pineapple pizza is so good.
pepperoni? Can we stop for a moment to just admire?
That went over my head. That went over my head.
Oh, that was good.
And hashtag said it would be a Verizon since it's vertical, not a Horizon.
Yeah, I guess it would be, wouldn't it? Is that where they got the phone name from?
I guess so. I mean, because it isn't. Whenever I log into WoW, it says in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Or is that a whole different thing?
We don't have time to go into that, Barf. We can't explain that properly this evening, but we'll have to
The
address that.
Horizon
at some
comes
point.
in and the Verizon goes out. You can't explain that. We should do shout outs.
I think we should do shout outs. Frasley, why don't you go ahead and do your shout out?
I want to give a shout out to the fact that I just realized that Fear and Jen of More Layer Podcast, they started a year ago, and I found them originally in the podcast launchpad, which Pat Crane started, and I found through CTRraids. So it was cool to be like a podcaster I was encouraging at the time that they've gone a year, and I'm like, and I'd say awesome job, Jen and Fear, and anybody that wants the podcast, start a podcast. I just saw one today that's at post episode 1, so do it. And there's a podcast help section in the CTR Discord, and I'll be there, so I'll try to answer any questions I can.
I totally put a trollish 5-star review on iTunes just to see if they would read it, and I haven't heard it yet.
Ooh,
So I'm
I've got
morally gray.
connections.
I was like, was it too trolly? I don't know. Yeah, I feel like we've now plugged them several times on the show. Maybe we should start getting some of their Patreon money. But you know what? I want to shout out to all the folks that made our last episode so special. We had a record number of people in the chat room that night, and that it was insane. All the love for Turarts that went on, and and Turarts was in the chat room tonight, and she's all over my phone, and I love it, and I love her, and I just want to shout out to all the people that go out of their way to make people feel good within our guild and our community. Isn't this such a great place to be? It is.
Yeah, I love that. Like, people will either in Discord or even in just guild chat, people will say nice things. People will see how everyone's doing. I mean, most of my friends I think I found through some CTR, and it's amazing how many people are in CTR to be nice to people.
How about you, Barf?
I've got 2. For my first one, I'd like to shout out to Magni and Mother for taking the time to perfect the teleportation system that takes you from the end of the quest back to the room. They practiced it. They're working the kinks out. They didn't want to put me in danger, so they used it on Magni, and after it's finished, that's when they're going to start using it on me. So big shout out to them for having my safety at the top of their priority list. My other shout out, I have been working on a sort of a side creative project that I'm not, quite willing to talk too much about at the moment. But I had kind of a stumbling block a couple of weeks ago that I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to overcome. I was a little concerned that it actually might put the brakes on the whole project. And actually, at Silver's advice, I reached out and I got a little bit of advice that really put me right back onto the right track. So I want to give a big old shout out to Coltrane.
Nice.
I messaged him and I said, "Hey man, I have this concern. I wonder if you have any advice for me." And he right away was like, "Yes, let's chat," and just put me right where I wanted to be. So that's really, really great. I didn't expect a gentleman of his busyness to just have time, and he totally did, which is super cool. So big thanks to him. I think that's going to wrap us up for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank Navox and Geek Chic Lisa for our theme music. You can find us on Twitter at converted_CTR. Sal is at summer_Sal. Frasley is at Frasleytastic. And I am at a bonus level. When's the next episode?
Well, Barf, our next show is Monday, February 3rd. Now, we're going to talk a little bit of Nyalotha and getting our raid on. Yeah.
That sounds great. I'm looking forward to it. Now it's time for when we say goodbye. Sal?
See you later.
For Frasley?
Until next time, be awesome.
And for myself. We'll see you next time, everybody.
You can follow the show on Twitter at converted_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast. And find us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast. And join us live every other Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
I will perfect that one of these days.
You know what? We did miss a shout out. A real one. Silverbolt tweeted us.
Oh.
And I didn't see it because I had my phone face down. Shout out to Hydro Volunteer Fire Department for the AOTC invite. They've been bringing in CTR friends the last few times they've gone up. I got a message from Galvanid myself on Discord, and I don't know why I don't always get Discord messages. I don't know why. I've got them on my phone. But I didn't see it, so I didn't get it.
I had one where... Like I know if you have it on a computer and it's a DM's open, always go to never leave a computer on a Discord DM. It'll never let you know that somebody added something new. But I had one where I had somebody that messaged me that I had not messaged for about a month, and it never told me. And then someone's like, "Are we still?" Like, "Oh, I didn't even see your DM." I mean, I think Discord has some strange.
Well, I didn't have my Discord set open with an old DM from Galv. That wasn't a thing.
I had that happen to me too. Where you not from Gal, but I had it where I didn't get an old DM. I'm like, what happened?
Well, the thing is, it was on. What probably was the deal was it was up on my computer, and in the middle of the night or my computer was probably on instead of like in sleep mode or something, and I went to the computer, bleep, and I don't hear it because I don't have the headphones on, and it didn't go to my phone. So, anyway, I'm all itching. I don't know why. Guys, I did a
mask.
Yes, a face mask, and it was supposed to be like exfoliating, right? Without like harsh scrubby stuff. But what it did is make me break out like a 14-year-old. I've never had so many zits in my life. Just oh my gosh. So luckily, there's makeup. No, I didn't buy the product. It was a really expensive product. It's like $100 a bottle. But Sephora gave me a sample, but man alive, I cannot believe I'm just like feeling my skin and just like hundreds of bumps. It's just, oh my gosh. Or maybe it worked too well. Maybe it exfoliated so much that it brought everything out.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm just itching. I'm just like, anyway. So no shout out to Sephora on that one. It wasn't a Sephora product anyway. It was a Drunk Elephant product, and I'm sure other people love it. It broke me out.
Probably people with different kind of skin.
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot about the fact that people today were giving me amazing advice on dyeing hair. Like I even got Celestation, or Celestial on. So I've got a lot of things that I bookmarked that I'm going to be mulling it over to do my hair correctly. So I forgot that shout out too.
Yo, if Celestalon's giving you hair advice, That's the one to listen
The
to.
thing is, he's done it so much. If he told you to do it yourself,
No, he was almost saying go to a professional, and I got that from quite a few people that I think I'm going to go to somewhere, and that way I can see what it looks like. Because he brought up a good point that I want to see what my hair look is going to be like. He said I may not want to lighten my hair because I could damage it. I was like that. So stuff like that is I want to hear. I don't want to damage the hair because I'm going to already have my family be like. I mean, I floated the idea a few places about blue hair in my real life, so it's not going to be quite a huge surprise. But once I do it, they're going to be like. Oh, dang.
see, Frasley, you dished Summer Sal's dyed hair in your wrap.
In the wrap, I did.
You totally diswrapped my hair, man.
I mean, blue hair is superior.
Can you? So Frasley sends me this recording of this rap in which he spends like 2 lines dissing me. Can you imagine what a Frasley diss sounds like? Like the diss was, and she likes green hair.
I can't be. Well, as I told you in the text, I can be mean if you make me angry, but I try not to be that mean.
And you're like, I hope it's okay. And I'm like, where's the diss?
I felt so bad. I was like,
rageful warrior in the history of time.
I was like, because I was like, I didn't want to make you feel bad about that. Because like, I like your green hair, but I was told to diss you, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll diss you.
I know I say this about you. Were stop. You were told to diss me?
Yeah, I was told to.
No. The plot thickens. The plot thickens here. Now your recording you sent me, I thought was funny. It was you know, someone told you to diss me?
Now,
and
to their
was
credit,
it Tellenroyd?
To whoever it was their credit. Okay, it was Tellenroyd, because Tellenroyd was saying, like, on the Darkmoon Herald, he had rap battles, so this was kind of an allude to the Darkmoon Herald rap battles.
I think I still have. We while I was on there, we did one. And I think the reason we didn't do a second one was because I owned Kevin so much. Oh, I can't believe I deleted that. Looks like I deleted it. I did delete it. No, here it is. Sal Rap Battle MP3. I have it. I don't want to.
I can play it if you want. I've got a soundboard.
You have it?
No, I don't have it. But if you send it to me, I've got a soundboard. I can play it.
What's all this? Wait a minute. I have all the. Oh my gosh. People are sending me shout outs via Discord. Guys, oh my gosh. Turarts says I want to shout out to Rathion for being a hunk of burning love.
He is so gorgeous.
Second.
Oh,
I would
and
get down with
Capo
Rathion.
sent me his drag photos.
Aren't they awesome? I love them.
Sounds like we have to create a shout out addendum for the recording.
I don't even know what to do. I did a rap on him after he posted it and threw shade at him. That's right. But it was funny getting this thing. It was like, yeah, I totally dissed you in this rap. And I'm like, what? Did I miss it? What?
It was
and
a
she
known
likes
size
green
rap.
hair.
Yeah, blue hair is more fair.
Oh yeah.
So that was my diss. I was saying that blue hair is better, but I was like, but then I said I'm only playing. So or if you know what I'm saying, I'm only playing and all that, and I am rooting for you.
Root. Yes. Mm-hmm. I get it because it's like a tree.
Yeah.
It kills me that on camera through Discord it looks like gray. I mean, not like gray, but like it's not as vibrant green as it is in real life.
Oh yeah, in person it looks amazing. I mean, like I'd seen
green.
It, and it's nice.
Thank you. And I look at it through Discord, and it.
I wonder if it's the lighting. Like if you had a lighting on you above you, because I have
a light on me.
But I mean, what if you had
That's
like
what it looks like without it?
but a light that brings that in the color or something. I mean, like
Oh, like a yeah, maybe.
because yeah, it's not pulling the. But I do classes at our bead store for webinar, and we find that colors don't look the same through webcam. It's part of either the codec they use or the camera. It does not look the same. Like I'm actually wearing an orange shirt right now. No,
That's orange?
no, it's
You're,
red.
you're lying. Okay. Uh, you're right. I could probably put a gel on this light or something.
There,
but
it looks more green right there. Yes, see, it's pulling in
yeah,
more
that's
of your
me
hair.
really trying to show you the green. Such is life. Hey, I know we were a little choppy with some of the transitions and stuff, but like I can edit that part out. It's fine. And
It was a
sorry,
little, but
Barf,
also even that aside, it was a fun show. Like it was a good
Yeah.
conversation. It was a
Yes.
great guest. Like
really good guest.
solid production all the way around.
I mean, he was dropping names.
And I did not mean to slip up on my.
Well, we're all gonna drop names once in a while.
Well, when I was announcing Luke, I did not even. I meant to say that I stayed. I stayed in his room, but it was it slipped. I was like, ah.
I slept with your brother at BlizzCon.
I did not mean to say it like that. I was like, no.
You know what, man? BlizzCon's a prime place to sleep with people.
That is true.
It just is, man. It just is.
I had family saying, "Hey, if you come back and you have kids, it's all good." I was like, "Whoa!" I had one that said that. I was like, "Okay."
Stop! You had family that said what?
It was a family member who said, "If you come back from BlizzCon with kids," I'm like, "No, no."
It's a long convention.
Yeah.
Babies take time to cook.
That is.
Wow.
I have some interesting family. I'll just say that.
I will say that there was a point in my life where my hyper conservative father said to me, it's only funny if you know my dad, but it's something really super incredibly out of character for him. But he said to me, he said, you don't need a husband to have a kid. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Did my father just say to
Yeah,
me?
you spend enough time at Walmart, you can just like snatch one.
Oh my God, Barf.
No, I've actually got I've got a friend who.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Never
We're suddenly
wanted
anti-kidnapping on this show. Jeez, when did I? Should have told me when we drew the line.
guild rules. I don't think kidnapping is allowed in our guild rules.
Just gnome napping.
Yeah. And eating's okay. I think I saw it in one of the bylaws.
we all one must eat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeet.
And if you don't work, then you can't eat. John Smith made that back in the original.
That's true.
Jamestown.
How can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat?
Yeah.
That's how the song went,
I
right?
thought we were being Mormon again. Which John Smith? When you say John Smith, you really have to.
I'm in Jamestown, but I've studied the LDS Church.
The guy that made all the pork
I don't
roll?
know.
And the sausages and stuff?
The one that the Mayflower came over, and I don't mean the washing machine.
The Mayflower?
Yeah.
I'm unaware of a John Smith from the Mayflower. I'm aware of one that came over and married the 12-year-old Pocahontas.
Maybe it wasn't the Mayflower, but it was one of those. John Smith wasn't on the May. He was
on the Whirlpool.
Oh, he was on on the Whirlpool.
I was on the Maytag. But and then there was the John Smith who's basically, and I'm saying this wrong, the founder of Mormonism.
That is true. Yes.
The tablets of Moroni.
Yes, and read them with the
out of the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know history.
So
this is basic history. This is science.
2 historical John Smiths that I'm aware of. Also, it's probably
The doctor calls himself John Smith once in a while.
Stop it! It's Joseph Smith, not John Smith.
They were brothers. They were brothers.
Why did I yeah.
My dad's
showing
name
how
was
much I know
John,
of
and
my
his
history.
brother's name was Joe. So I know for a fact, scientifically, that they were also brothers.
Well, and I'm Larry, and it's my brother Daryl. It's my other brother Daryl.
See?
Wow, I have been mixing that up for years.
Which one? The Daryl or the John?
The Smiths.
I've been calling Joseph Smith John Smith.
Oh,
is what I've been doing.
You're getting
Okay.
mixed up with the doctor.
Isn't that John Hopkins?
That's a different doctor.
Okay, different doctor.
Just call them both Jay Smith. I just feel, I'm sorry to all Mormons.
Jay Smizzle.
That was not meant to be, a diss on. I actually.
I was
Just being
thinking of
incorrect isn't
the
the same
actual
as being
Jamestown.
dissy.
I was thinking of Jamestown of John Smith. He said, if you don't work, you don't eat. And I was just doing, you don't eat.
Yeet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was the one who founded Jamestown in Virginia, and the Pilgrims, Mayflower, Plymouth, Massachusetts was a decade later.
What?
Oh,
that's so
that's
silly.
right.
Why didn't he call it Johnstown? That absolute fool.
Yeah. I would have called it Johnstown.
What was the name of the king at the time?
Or at least Smithville?
Smithville.
Johnnytown.
I sharpened my katana in front of a group of Mormons that kept pestering me after I ordered a Book of Mormon. That's funny. Okay, so Cap, I also ordered a Book of Mormon.
studying the
but
blade.
On the website, it said, check our, is it okay for us to stop by and talk to you? And I clicked no. I just want the book. And I definitely read the entire introduction. I didn't get much far into the rest of it, but I'm like, yeah, when he dug up the tablets and doo-ba-doo. But I just clicked no. Said, please don't come to my door. I just want your book, please. I'll read some of your book. 1993. That's when you had to call an 800 number to get your Book of Mormon, or write it. You put it something in an envelope or a card or something.
I wrote a letter to Nintendo Power right around 1993. And you know what they did?
Oh.
They wrote me back.
Whoa! A company writing you back? Wow.
I asked them how to get to the fort in the Bowser world in Super Mario World at the very end. The fort requires the secret exit in the level right south of it that I couldn't find. And I typed up a letter. My grandmother helped me. I put it in the mail, and then they mailed me back an answer.
Wow.
An answer.
Yes, and I know how to do it now. You gotta go up.
I'm surprised they
That's
didn't
awesome.
say. I'm surprised they didn't say. You need to call Nintendo Power. The one in 900 line.
Yeah, I wrote them a letter.
Wow.
I should have saved it. I didn't.
Yeah. Because that's a really cool story. I like that.
It's the only thing I did with letters at 1993, and I wanted to be a part of the conversation, but I couldn't squeeze into the thing that Sal said. So I said my own thing.
I like it.
My face itches.
My eyes just.
None of me itches, but I'm ready to call it a day.
Yeah.
That works.
I want to export this to the YouTubers and hopefully get it tomorrow.
Cool. Well, the audio's in the
if I say
folder,
that,
so
it's
we're
never
done on
gonna
that.
happen.
And then I will text you, not at 7 a.m. tomorrow, but I will text you about the next
That was
guest.
funny.
Yo, Cap, we should talk about Zelda 2.
Yes. I wanted to call the 900 line that Warner Brothers had to order Looney Tunes stuff. They had 1-800 thing, and I just wanted to call it because I thought like Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny were gonna answer the phone because they had this ad at the beginning of the show. Call this 1-900 number. I'm like, they're there. No, my dad said no. They're just trying to sell you stuff and charge you at the same time that you're calling it. Like,
No, man, that Nintendo Power Hotline.
Mel Blanc's just sitting on the phone, waiting to get phone calls from little kids.
yeah.
Dude.
What's up, Doc?
There might have been a few discussion in my house about that too. My brother Seth and I were discussing that over Christmas holidays. Remember that time Dad got so mad at us for the Nintendo Power hotline? And me and Seth were like, "Yeah, sounds great. Only 25 cents a minute, or something like that."
That's a small price to pay for beating your friends at video
it was,
games.
It was like $2 a minute or something dumb. Or you could be like, "Oh, it's only $2. What a..." Yeah. Anyway,
I'm starting up in 1-900-555-GNOME. Call me and I'll charge you $5 a minute and we can talk. So
Talk about whatever you want.
anything, yeah.
Sleeping with each other at BlizzCon.
okay,
Whatever
that's
you want.
it. Kidnapping at Walmart.
Huh, huh.